And for the Venezuelans that are right here in Trinidad, because again, part of Trinidad and Tobago is, and our prime minister has made it absolutely and abundantly clear that with apologize my bluntness. Trinidad does not really care too much about the affairs of Venezuela. The reason why Trinidad and Tobago is in support of the United States here at in our waters off the coast of Venezuela is to deal with the drug trafficking that is happening between Venezuela and Trinidad and Tobago. Let me ask you again, Ms. Gonzalez, being a Venezuelan activist and standing up for the Venezuelans during COVID-19, and I know here on this program you just asked for work permits or persons to be allowed to work again, the Venezuelans to be allowed amnesty again here in Trinidad and Tobago. Is it that
Yes.
you're calling for a more controlled environment for amnesty? And are you aware at all that there are a lot of Venezuelan gangs that infiltrated Trinidad during that period where amnesty was given under the Keith Rowley-led administration, I think in 2020?
Yes, I do believe so. Yes, I do believe that there is a lot of gangsta in Trinidad. I mean, it's all over the world. They have gangsta in Mexico. They have gangsta all over the place. So, I mean, I believe that there is gangsta here, and they have to deal with it. But you cannot just arrest them. Say they are gangsta, if you understand. Because at the end of the day, they have to take them, arrest them. Once you arrest somebody, they have the right to defend themselves in court. And if in fact they have to take 100 Venezuelan and send them back to deport them, because the repatriation and deportation is two different things, you know. So you deport them or you repatriate them, and then some of them have cases before the court. I am not agree about they should deal with the gangsta or el tren de Aragua here. I am totally agree that if you commit a crime, they should deal with that. The whoever it is, any Venezuelan migrant who have been committing a crime, taken to court, charge them, whatever, and once they convicted, deport them. You understand? But I can't say, I can't say that all the Venezuelan gas in Trinidad. And I know they always telling me, Trinidad don't really care about Venezuela. We appreciate that there is a lot of Trinidadian here, and I am very grateful that they have been treating the Venezuelan well and all of that. But Trinidad and Tobago, right now, in the international community of human rights, it's very negative. The human right, the human traffic report in 2025. I don't know if you read it. It's
I did.
terribly. They are not really dealing with the crime. They are not really dealing with the victim. It is a very ugly report. There is nothing that they have done to get justice for those victims of human trafficking. There is nothing they really have done. They just take the cases and push it under the carpet. What's going on? Something is wrong. You understand? So, I mean, there is a lot of, how you call it again, injustice to a lot of innocent Venezuelan migrants who are here working hard, and they are willing to stay here for a while because they're not here forever. As long as they get rid of Maduro, let them going back. And we need them. We need them
So
for
then
agriculture.
Ms.
We need them.
Gonzalez, in that regard, let me then ask you, because I know you have been calling for amnesty for Venezuelans for quite a while, and I know 100% Trinidad and Tobago does not have proper laws and does not have any when it comes to actually amnesty and asylum seeking laws here in Trinidad and Tobago just yet. Let me make sure and guide the conversation. And I know again that during the period 2020 onwards, the registration process was open for any amount of Venezuelans, whether legal or illegal, is what the Prime Minister Keith Rowley had said, to come and get work permits in Trinidad. Are you now in support? Because I know you were in support of them back then coming in and getting registration to work and stuff like that. Are you now in support of a more controlled way of immigration or of Venezuelan immigration, or giving the Venezuelans work permits here in Trinidad and Tobago? Because you did say earlier that you would like to have a conversation with Kamala Persad-Bissessar, the Prime Minister, the
Yes,
government of the
I do.
Republic
Yes,
of
me
Trinidad and
and
Tobago.
some human rights attorneys would like to have a dialogue with her in relation to the situation with the Venezuelan migrants. those who seeking asylum, those who seeking a political asylum, those who are waiting um, for them to go through the process, to go to Australia or Canada, that they open the door for them, and a lot of them have left. Recently, I went and said goodbye to about 10 of them who left to Australia, and there is a process because Trinidad and Tobago is so close to Trinidad, to Venezuela, that this is like a bridge for them to be registered and to go through the process. And then again, remember, you have to have how you call it again, investigate each migrant, and if they are committing any crime in Venezuela, they have to have a police record that they're supposed to get through with that and see who commit a crime, who is criminal. I mean, I am finding so strange that you just call them criminal. At least if you have that and 100 Venezuelan commit crime there, so you send them back, and because they are illegal. Remember, Trinidad and Tobago is part to different international conventions. Some of the right states, those conventions have become part of the domestic law. You understand? But they are not recognizing. They're not recognizing that, and I believe that Camila Vicesa, she's a mother, and she's a woman, and I do believe that she have compassion because there is a lot of Venezuelans who are living here, and they just got married or living with someone who is a Trinidadian and have children. And I mean, it is against the law. I mean, the first law that exists in the universal law is children rights. You cannot deport children. You cannot separate. That is against the law. Human right to separate children from parents. You have to look out. There is a lot of children in Trinidad, who are Venezuelan. Are you going to deport children? I don't believe the Prime Minister will do something like that. That's why we need to sit down, because there is a lot of immigration officials who are there a long time. Since before, when 10 years ago, that they always have been, the authorities will always have been treating them so badly, deporting them without justice, without getting justice, with matters before the court. There is a child who got shot in the sea coming to Trinidad running, and
Well,
that
well, we,
matter
we,
is
we
is
must we
still the
must
court.
admit Miss Gonzalez, that the Venezuelans have abused Trinidad and Tobago a lot in that regard, with making children right here in Trinidad and Tobago and benefiting off the free healthcare sector. But not to deviate into that too much, what is your words tonight to the Venezuelans that may be watching this program, looking on at the impending war between the United States and Venezuela, and then obviously the impending deportation by Kamala Persad-Bissessar to, again, the illegal Venezuelans here. And then obviously Kamala Persad-Bissessar did revoke a couple hundred work permits of Venezuelans here in Trinidad and Tobago. What's your response? What's your words to the Venezuelans tonight?
To the Venezuelan, I believe that be calm. I believe that there is always hope for everything in life, and I do believe that it's not too long from now that Maduro will be completely out of power, and that we have hope to go back to Venezuela, and the relationship between Trinidad and Venezuela will get even better, and that they will have a lot of prosperity, and we have a greater relationship, because Venezuela always have a great relationship with Trinidad, and Trinidad will have a great relationship with Venezuela, and that to give them some time, I telling them to have patience. Yes, there is a solution, and I am fighting to find solution in this.